He may compete for Great Britain, but Chris Froome remains close to his African roots. The Kenyan-born South African school Tour de France winner recently returned to Pretoria to ride in the Unite for Mandela event. He didn't feature amongst the front runners. His focus was on future goals, but he was clearly delighted to do his bit for South Africa's former president.
I came to school here. I spent a few of my youth years here. I was lucky enough to meet Mr. Mandela himself. So I mean, you can just see the number of lives he's touched here in South Africa, and I think something he really stood for was that sports was a great way to unite people, and I think that's a message that we can carry forward here today, and it's a great way for youngsters to also live a good, healthy life.
After winning the Tour de France in 2013, much was expected of Froome this year. But on stage 5, he crashed out of the Tour with a broken hand and a fractured wrist. Although hugely disappointing at the time, he appears to have since moved on from the whole episode.
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously really tough having to pull out of the Tour this year, but I mean, that's sport, and I went into the Tour fully understanding that it could happen. I think it was actually probably harder for other people to come to terms with, people who had built it up so much that they almost had me as a guaranteed winner. I think it was harder for those people than it was for me, because I knew it was going to be tough.
The big question now, will Froome compete on the Tour de France in 2015? He had hinted he would skip the event, but that stance appears to be softening.
Yeah, I mean, it's still early days at the moment, but I don't think you can get a race bigger than the Tour de France, and for now that's going to continue to be the biggest goal for me. There's obviously going to be a lot of pressure on us. We've managed to win the Tour 2 times in the last few years, so there's going to be pressure on us. There always is, but we're going to be there to give it our best.
If that happens, Africa could have yet another reason to celebrate the achievements of one of its most famous sons. Dan Williams, CCTV, Pretoria, South Africa.